So in this video, I'm going to show you how to prepare for CSWP exam without wasting months. So let's get started with this. No, most people don't fail CSWP because they're bad at SolidWorks. They fail because they're preparing the wrong way, right? So for example, what are they doing? They watch random tutorials. They practice nice looking models, right? Just to aesthetically look good. They learn tools instead of exam workflows and only realize what exam really is after they fail. In this guide, I'll show you how to prepare efficiently so you can pass in weeks instead of months. And also, if you want my free segment one of the CSWP exam, click the link below and you can access my free course and you can have access to this segment one of the exam. Now, step number one here is understand what CSWP actually tests. Okay, so CSWP is not creativity test. This is not can you model anything test. And this is not tool knowledge exam, right? You don't need to know a lot of tools to pass CSWP. CSWP is a time pressure problem solving exam. It's focused on the parametric thinking and about making changes fast without breaking the model. Okay, so if your model collapses, breaks, when you change one dimension or few dimensions, you're not ready for the CSWP exam. So you should not shift your mindset to CSWP rewards robust design intent, not pretty geometry. This is step number one. Step number two, stop learning tools and start learning exam patterns. That's going to give you much better success. So most candidates waste months learning tools they won't use because you don't need a lot of tools, fancy features that slows them down, and modeling styles that look good, but they break under changes. Okay. So CSWP is about efficiency. For example, just learn extrudes, revolves, cuts, then reference geometry, how to create new planes, axes, and so on. Then also how to make equations and global variables. That's super important. And also configurations. And that's also very important, how to work with configurations. And then also smart sketch constraints, right? Like this is super important. Like when you create a first sketch, don't just put dimensions immediately, but create specific relations, constraints, and then add dimensions. So here's the rule. If a feature doesn't make your model faster to change, it's probably wrong for CSWP. So that's step number two. Step number three, build models that survive changes. Okay, so this is the number one difference between CSWP, those one who pass and those one who fail. So in the exam, you model once, then dimensions changes, or you have to change some features, or you have to add some feature, or maybe delete some feature. And then you must update the model correctly and fast, right? So if you build your model in the first task and it's not correct, then anything you change later will give you wrong results, okay? So not only did you have to create the first one correctly, all the changes later have to update correctly. So every model you practice should include fully defining sketches, so focus on that, avoid fragile relations, then use symmetry intentionally. There are a lot of symmetry on the exam. And then also avoid features dependencies that will cause failures. Okay, that one feature depends on another feature, mostly built on the standard planes. So here's the quick self-test. Change 3 key dimensions, and if nothing breaks, then that's okay. But if feature fails, you get an errors or something breaks, then you have to rebuild it properly. Okay. Step number 4, practice under time pressure. So most people feel ready, but then when they get on the exam, it's just completely different feeling. They start panicking. So practice at home under time pressure. Okay, so because the CSWP is timed, punishes hesitation, and exposes slow workflows instantly. So what to do instead? Set a timer for every practice problem, then force yourself to decide quickly what to do, and learn when to move on instead of trying to be perfect. Because here's the thing, the speed comes from fewer features, cleaner models, and predictable rebuild behavior. So that's step number 4. Step number 5, use exam-style problems, not random models, okay? Don't just take random models that you find online, but use models that are related to a CSWP exam, okay? And that usually includes dimension-driven parts, multiple configurations, mass calculation, and also center of mass, and then sequential changes, okay? So your practice basically should look boring because the exam is boring. But if a model looks cool, but it doesn't involve changes, it's probably bad practice for a CSWP. Step number 6, know the exam structure before you sit it. So basically, you have to know how many segments they are. There are 3 segments. You can take each segment separately. Then become familiar with what kind of type of the questions each segment has. Then where people lose the most time, and when to skip and when to come back. Okay, because like if you skip some things, but that affects later something, you can't skip it. You have to finish that. But some things you can skip because you're gonna get confident if you get familiar with the exam instead of just practice hours, hours, and hours. Then step number 7, reduce prep time with a clear roadmap. So here's the efficient CSWP prep timeline. Week number 1, learn exam mindset, fix modeling fundamentals, practice clean parametric parts. Then week number 2, practice configurations, that's segment 1. Do time problems, break and rebuild models intentionally. Week number 3, full exam style simulation, try full exam, segment 1, segment 2, segment 3, eliminate weak spots and focus on speed and accuracy. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so if you know the basics in the SolidWorks, what parametric modeling assemblies, then you can in few weeks pass CSWP. And here's the final truth that most people ignore. Like CSWP is not hard, it's just specific. And that's why you have to prepare specifically for that style of the exam. And this is why people waste months because they prepare like designers, not like exam candidates. So if you think parametrically, practice under time pressure, use exam style problems, and focus on the robustness over beauty, you will increase your success rate much, much faster. And this is how you prepare for the CSWP without wasting months. Now, I prepare for you a free segment 1 of the CSWP. This is a walkthrough step-by-step how to approach to modeling. I'm also giving you some tips and tricks along the way, okay? It's completely free. You just have to click the link below and you can access this course. See you in another video.